What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. So apparently we've managed to get motorbikes on the moon now, as you can see right in front of your very eyes. This is a track, well, I say created quite loosely by Juicy Pigeon. It is a JGMX track at heart, which has been imported over into MX Bikes. Unfortunately, it doesn't say in the post, so I'm hoping one of you very knowledgeable subscribers can let me know what the actual base track is, because I've played a fair few JGMX tracks in my time, you know, on both MX Bikes and Sim, and I can't for the life of me work out what track this is as a base. Obviously, the Sim version isn't on the moon; it's just been moved over, and Juicy Pigeon's kind of done his own thing with the decals and the I say objects. There's no objects, but you know what I mean, the skybox and stuff. I do like the skybox; it looks really, really pretty. And I will say these aren't my first laps riding around the track, which is a rare occasion for me. I downloaded this last night just out of interest and thought I'd spin a lap or two. I've not done it on a 125 yet, so that's all new to me. And I'm on the Gas 125 today, but I've got a really old KTM model swap on the go. So I'll leave the links to that in the description. But as you can see, the traction is a bit odd. So I feel like when you're going at quite high speed, it's super, super, super grippy. But as soon as you slow down a little bit, you end up doing donuts on the spot, which is really weird. I'm not sure what traction or what soil has been used. Soil is probably the better wording for it. Now I'm not all clued up on all of the different types and ins and outs, but all I know at the moment is sand can be a little bit slippery at times, and soft soil is the one that we've got all the grip on. Now, at least in my mind, it's not sand, because I'm not sure if anybody else notices when you're playing on sand. It's got a much different rolling sound, just the wheels rolling across the ground. It sounds completely different. So I'm not too sure what this is, but either way, it does give, other than when you're going at super, super low speeds, it does give a really nice feeling. If you're coming out of a rut or out of a flat corner as well at a somewhat middle speed, you do get that little bit of slip out the rear end, which I absolutely love. You know, I think it adds that tiny little bit more realism to your riding, and I am one that I think I'm one of the few people that doesn't want us to go back to beta 16 levels. Sorry about that one, Rum. I know you disagree with me on that. I know many other people as well, not just Rum, who absolutely used to adore beta 16 when we had just OP traction everywhere. But that's not a bit of me. I like it being a little bit more technical, a little bit more slippery, and it's a bit of a biased opinion in some way, because I'm not sure if anybody sat through all of my 2022 Supercross season live streams that I done. I streamed all the races, but we had beta 16 for the first, I want to say, maybe 3 rounds or so. My memory's a little bit foggy on that. It came towards the start of the season, but as soon as that beta 17 dropped and the traction went to basically nothing, I seemed to shine. You know, I do pride myself on my throttle control when I have been playing the game for a bit, that is. I do struggle just hopping on and being really smooth on the throttle. Oh, actually, that looks really... I didn't notice that last time I played. You see the wheels? They've gone a more of a grey colour rather than a muddy brown to kind of show off the traction or show off the colour dirt. I don't know if I've ever seen it work like that before. That looks really, really cool. I really like that. And, you know, Juicy Pigeon, if that's something you've done or if that's just something that happens naturally, I'm not too sure. But either way, good job. Really, really happy with that. And so whatever track this is as the base track from JGMX, it's really, really nice, really enjoyable. Although I'm not doing a very good job whatsoever. Thank you very much, Roboto. Thank you for making that crash last 5 seconds longer than it should have. So I want to... Oh, you see what I mean? Back end's getting all over the place. I want to do a lap or two of just doing the track justice. Now, I can't kind of do a hot lap for you guys and give you something to compare yourselves to like I did on one of the Supercross tracks the other day, because there is no timing on this. I kind of wish that he put in that little bit more effort to get some working timing, and that's the same reason that I've not got a map up in the top right like I usually do as well, because if I bring the map up on the screen, it's just that stock Supercrossy type looking map, so it doesn't actually represent the track at all, which is a bit of a shame. Hopefully, or maybe if he's given good enough response, he'll go through and update it and update it again for us with that and maybe some objects. I did see, which I did laugh at the time, so obviously I have a read through the comments on MXB Mods as well on posts just to really see if I want to play a track or not. Usually people say whether it's good or bad, and people seem to be enjoying it, which is always nice, which is another reason why I wanted to hop on and do a video on it for you. But then I saw at the bottom someone commented, like, track's really good, but the environment could do with some work. Please, can you add some trees? And I just sat there like, what do you mean trees? We're on the moon, for crying out loud. I did laugh. One thing, it'd be really, really cool if they could do something like, oh, actually, I don't know the legality of it. Like, I don't know if it'd be ripped or if you can get free models for it out there. Like, put some NASA stuff about, you know, put a rocket ship somewhere. Put the well, God, I don't know the name of it. I'm really embarrassed now. But wherever the lander was that landed up here, I think that looked really cool. Slap a USA flag somewhere around. That'd be quite funny as well. But just something, you know, so we're not just on a random bit of dirt. And I mean, in terms of moon feel, whilst the skybox and that is really, really cool, I think the ground texturing maybe it could be a little bit on the lighter side. I think it might be a little bit too grey. And then just add in, like, you know, what you see, all of the craters and holes and stuff in the Earth and Moon would be really nice for that as well, just for a little bit more ambiance, a little bit of feel. So in terms of environment, there's really not much to say on this track. You kind of, you get what you expect for it being considered the moon. It's the actual track itself that I think is really, really fun and enjoyable. Definitely a little bit more challenging than others, purely based on the traction. I'm trying my best not to like lose the back end in every corner, but I do really, really like it, more so than most tracks. And if Juicy Pigeon does watch this video, or if somebody else knows what soil type was used, I would really, really appreciate that, because I think more people should probably use it. And I just noticed, you know what I was saying about the wheels here? Notice that the dirt on the body, so the rider, doesn't replicate that. So you can see I've got quite a brown, muddy looking dirt, as opposed to the whitish colour. Slam on the brakes. You'll notice I also haven't... What on earth did I just had a complete brain meltdown there. Sorry, I completely lost where I was going. You'll notice that there is no mud whatsoever on my bike, and that is just one of the things with this model swap I've got. It just doesn't have the dirt layers, but I don't mind too much. I quite like a clean bike. If I do have a really dirty bike, every single time I go back to the pits, I'll give it a clean before I go out again. I feel like it's criminal to go down to the gate with a muddy bike. I think I've said it in like streams and videos before in the past. If I'm lining up next to somebody and they haven't cleaned their bike yet, I'm just like, what are you doing, you monster? How dare you? Oh God, I thought I was going to loop her out just then. And I'm very interested to know as well. So obviously, I feel like a large majority of people play MX bikes in first person as opposed to third. If that is you, which of the two first person cameras do you use? Because I won't lie, in my free time, I've been messing around with this static camera a bit more now and then, because I really, really, really like it when you get into corners. Like this view right here, absolutely love. It's just, I wish there was a tiny bit more movement in the air for me. Like, especially when leaning forward, you don't really know how far up you've got the front end. And that's the only thing that really stops me from using it. But other than that, I really do enjoy it. How some people use, oh God, what's it called? Lock to bike. How some people use lock to bike in first person, I will have no idea. Looking at you, Dad Shoes, calling you out there, even though you was really nice to me in your last video that you done. I don't get it. It's like if I was whipping to the right there, I'd be looking over there, and it's like I want to be looking in front of me the whole time. I want to know where I'm going. I don't want to get all confused on which direction I'm going in. I have enough trouble doing that by myself because I'm an old man and I get lost. And oh my God, you know what? It's got to be the pressure when I start recording, because I was having so much more joy yesterday. And maybe it's just because I'm on a 125 and I'm trying to rally it a little bit more. The reason I'm on a 125, by the way, is today, which is Monday when I'm recording this, I am actually going to be live streaming an EMS 125 race. So if you stopped by for that yesterday, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. And it's been nice seeing the support of people. I mean, we've been getting probably around 200-ish people as a peak viewer rate per stream, which I'm super happy with. I always think now and then, because the most I ever had in a stream at once was 700, and that was for Anaheim 1, which can be expected. You know, it's a big event. I think a lot of people that tuned into that stream at the time had no idea what MX Bikes was. They just saw it say Anaheim 1 and tuned in. I'd love to get back to something like that, so I'm very interested to see what 2023 Anaheim 1 has in store. I'm going to be very nervous in that race, I will throw out there, because I'm going to have the red plate. I'm going to be trying to defend my 450 championship on the EU side, and then depending on what's happening in my life around that point as well, I'm also tempted to try a 250 coast for NA. Two reasons for that. One is obviously the 250 races finish earlier, so I've not got to stay up until 4, 5-ish in the morning just to play a bloody video game. And then the other one being is NA is doing coasts, and I don't believe EU is. So I'd really want to just do like half of NA rather than having to dedicate, was it like 17 weeks of my life to staying up super early to play a video game as well. So that's my reason. Hopefully it goes okay. I fully expect to not do too amazing in the first few rounds of EU, and then slowly as the season progresses, just slightly get better and better. I mean, a couple factors going into that being, I'm probably not going to put in as much practice as I would like compared to others. I feel like the first few rounds, you always get a lot of the NA guys as well, so there's a lot more competition than there would be if it was just EU. And then as the rounds progress and people maybe don't position as well as they wanted to, and the rounds go on, you get less and less people show up, so less competition. So I mean, my goal for the first few rounds is just to get like a top 5 I'd be really happy with. And then hopefully that progresses to top 3s and then maybe wins towards the end of the season. And I hate to be that negative person, but I really can't see it going quite as well as the last season did. I think I can't remember how many wins it was now, which is bad. I watched Ashu's video the other day, the old stat video, and I should remember. I think it was something like, it was either 7 or 9 wins in a row, which was in the back end of the season, and something crazy like 16 out of 17 podiums. So really good and consistent. And my worst round was round 2. So like I said, right at the start of the season, wasn't too consistent, crashing a lot, and then I kind of worked on it throughout the season, got more consistent, and it was good. I think another contributing factor is it's quite a lot of pressure, like live streaming your races. It might not seem it might seem quite casual and fun, but I feel pressure at least having like 200 plus people watching me all the time, especially because if I'm crashing and having a really bad race as well, I need to just like rein it in a little bit, behave myself, not go like completely off the rails and start swearing all over the place, because that is probably exactly what I'd be like if I wasn't streaming. Some races I don't stream intentionally because I know it's going to be stressful. One which I do apologise for, actually, I've not really mentioned this until now, is so obviously I streamed the qualifying for MX Bikes and Nations originally. Then we had to do it a second time. We had to do a 20-minute +1 race, and I said I was going to stream that, but it never came to be. It got to the day, I was feeling a little bit low on energy anyway, so didn't want it to be a boring stream by any means. But then also I was like, right, this is probably the most important 20-minute race I'm ever going to do on this game. I really want to concentrate, and I was stressed during that race. I did make it in, I did, not super convincingly. I mean, I think for the first 10 minutes of that 20-minute race, myself and Ginger Ninja, aka Josh, who was my biggest competition in that, it's like neither of us wanted to win. We both just kept crashing when we got into the lead and letting the other person pass, and it was on Thunder Valley, so it's quite a difficult track anyway, but it did take me so long to find some sort of a flow and rhythm. But once I did, I was absolutely fine, and then I think I checked out by maybe 20 seconds or so by the end of it. But yeah, I was so, I don't know, I don't think I'd ever had less control of my thumbs than I did at the start of that race. It was so weird. But we got it done anyway, so I will be live streaming and hopefully enjoying the MX Bikes and Nations, which is held on the 29th, I think, which should be a Saturday. I'm hoping I've got that information right. I'm excited for it. You know, I think Great Britain have got a good team this year. Hopefully we can challenge for, well, we should definitely be able to challenge for a podium, and hopefully there's a win on the cards as well. I've got full trust in Hurls. He is, in my opinion, the fastest guy on the game at the moment. And then we've got myself and Cam trying to just get decent results to bring it home for the team, and it should be fun. It's going to be a hell of a lot of pressure, but hopefully you guys get to enjoy a first-person perspective. Come on, Linz, untwist your tongue. Perspective of it, because I didn't get to do it last year. I didn't qualify, I missed out, which I needed to get good, and luckily I chose the easiest class I think to qualify for this year, so I kind of sandbagged my way into the MX2 class. But you know, we take those, anything for the content. So I think that'll do it for me on here. As you can see, a very plain Jane track. However, the actual height map itself from JGMX, really enjoyable, and I think it works well on all bike types. You know, you can absolutely like scrub the life out of things if you're on a bigger bike without having to worry about getting horrible front end Poboso physics from OJ and stuff, or you can scrub it too much like me all the time on a 125. But either way, all bikes seem to handle it really well, and I imagine it's good fun just to rip around with some friends. And it's just a shame that there's no working timing, and just a couple of objects might be nice as well. But that'll do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, if you could please drop a like as always, I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a lovely rest of the day, whatever it is that you're up to, and until I catch you in the next video, peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain, even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want.